The meaning of Yahweh is conveyed in the New Testament in your New King James Bible 69 times in 66 verses. Those count out through the books is that they've identified 66 basic quotes in which the name occurs 69 times. And so there's 9 times in Matthew, 6 times in Mark, 10 times in Luke, 3 times in John, 10 times in Acts, 8 times in Romans, 5 times in 1 Corinthians, 2 times in 2 Corinthians, 11 times in Hebrews, and 2 times in 1 Peter. And that's how the numbers fall out in where they have identified with the all capital Lord that the meaning is Yahweh. I might mention that there's sometimes in the New King James, depending on the various publisher, that they may use an all cap Lord for every quote. Well, not every time the word Lord is used does it mean Yahweh. And so there's times that an Old Testament quote, such as Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 17, which is essentially quoted in the New Testament in 1 Timothy as well as in Revelation, where it speaks of him as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, or it's somewhat of a quote or allusion to Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 17. And so when it says Lord of Lords, it's not meaning Yahweh of Yahwehs. It's meaning the ruler of rulers is what it's meaning. And so it's just meaning the word Lord there, Adon, essentially. And so it's not conveying the divine name. And so not every time that there may be, if you just do a word search and say, oh, well, I came up with a different number, it may be because there's an all capital quotation that is not meaning Yahweh specifically. And so, but I'm wanting you to know that there are modern scholars, common everyday scholars, that acknowledge this fact that Yahweh is in the New Testament. The meaning is there. And sometimes we'll call that a functional presence rather than the literal presence in the text. It's functional. And I believe that when it's functional how do I say it? That was functional during a time where there was a religious prohibition on speaking the name that would cost you your life or for writing it. We don't live under that today. And I believe that there is no reason for us to continue in the same darkness, blindness that the Jews were in. Jesus quotes Isaiah chapter 6 when he said, you have eyes, but you see not, and ears, but you hear not, and hearts, but you do not understand. And it talks about the blindness in part that would happen to the Gentiles, or to the Jews until the fullness of the Gentiles would be come in. And so I believe part of that blindness was associated with the divine name, but yet we're trying to restore that now in our generation as we get past that blindness.